This is God. Ah, tell him Freddy sent ya. I mean, me hearties. Tell him that the captain sent ya. Yar, Captain Kruger. This is for Wes Craven, me hearties. Rest in peace to a great director. So I'll let Scary tell the tale. And get hooked. Yar. Ahoy. Oh. I wanted to go to Sydney's house, not Sydney. Okay. Right. Okay. Not gonna spend a penny for my thoughts. This is it. Where to next? Haddonfield? Someone's playing a game with me. I'm too wise for this. I guess if I say home, 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 Beetlejuice will show up. Hey folks, are you ready for a shocker? Because it's time. Now, I'm back with a lot to say about this director. The one and only Wes Craven. Rest in peace. Now, he's known as the master of horror. He was dubbed that when he mastered his craft. His whole career started with The Last House on the Left. A very shocking film for its time. Two girls, they go out to party, they get kidnapped by a bunch of backwoods hicks, tortured, and like the film's tagline, to avoid fading, repeat, it's only a movie, it's only a movie. It was referenced in a Winnie the Pooh episode. That's how influential it was. And Sean S. Cunningham, who directed Friday the 13th, he produced it. So, the creators of two of the biggest names in horror started back then, and then their two creations faced off in Freddy vs. Jason. But it wasn't enough, because a little bit after Last House on the Left, we got The Hills Have Eyes, starring an absolute legend of the genre. So legendary, he turns up in The Devil's Rejects. Now, this film, like Last House on the Left, like many, it got remade. Some people liked the remake. Wes even worked on it. But yeah, The Hills Have Eyes is one of the most terrifying films ever. It's raw. It's like realistic. Family, they go on vacation. They end up at a nuclear test site. And in the hills is that cannibal family. You know, you hear of the leader was a son abandoned by his dad. You got absolute grisly death scene of the dad of the family. You got the awesome scene with the dog, the sad scene where the other dog's killed. But yeah, this guy, Pluto is the character's name. He's like scavenging for food and everything, and then Beast, the big German Shepherd, comes out, and Pluto's like, "Devil dog," and he's just ripped apart by the dog. And then the leader of the clan almost gets his comeuppance with the trap, and it's a great film, like really intense. And then we got a sequel. It's notorious for not being that good. It's got lots of stock footage. There's like an interview thing going on. Wes said, no, this wasn't a good idea. So it's just like a flashback thing. But hey, not every sequel can be good. Some are a learning curve. Others are fantastic. And I'll get to one of the most fantastic sequels. But yeah, Hills Have Eyes too. It has moments, but the original. And speaking of original, we got A Nightmare on Elm Street. The film that bridged slasher with paranormal possession. You know, Friday the 13th was blooming. It was a household franchise. You had other slashers come about. Like the whole boom started from Friday the 13th, not Halloween. Because 1981, you had Halloween 2, Friday the 13th, Part 2, My Bloody Valentine. You had all the campus slashers. You know, Graduation Day, Final Exam, and then 84, you got Freddy. And boy, did this pay off. It saved New Line. Then, of course, we got Nightmare 2, then 3, built up and up and up. Then Child's Play came about, the second paranormal slasher crossover, but the best in the series. Still frightening to this day. Then Freddy got comical, and the effects are great, one-liners, but this one, that's the make. So Wes revolutionized horror. And then he came back to the genre and gave us New Nightmare. Good follow-up. Better than 6 and 5. It wasn't a huge hit. It was part of the slasher crash, but it's still pretty fun. Having Freddy brought into the real world, and Wes is in it. He's got Heather Langenkamp. I don't know what I was going to say Linda, but yeah, Heather's back. And Robert Englund is himself, and then he plays Freddy, who's... It's crazy. It's a good idea, and it worked. And then Wes revolutionized it again, revitalized with Scream. People say this is the best in the franchise. It was fresh for the time, self-aware, satirical of the genre, quotable. You know, whenever someone's phone rings when they watch this, they will scream. You got lots of horror trivia in there. And, well, Scream, Psycho, and Halloween are essentially in the same universe. Because in Scream, you got Halloween. In Halloween H2O, they have Janet Leigh from Psycho, and in Halloween Resurrection, they're watching Scream 2, which is one of the best sequels made. Proof that not only slasher sequels can be better or even to the original, but it just pushes the limits, more horror trivia. It's got a good soundtrack for the time. It's more bloody. It is a little bit more comical. Like, it started to show, like, this is more serious, but still fun. Scream 2, a little more silly. Still semi-serious, I'd say, but great. Great sequel. Influential. That Bride of Chucky's poster utilized this poster, so, you know, and it was the second most successful slasher of the time. Scream was the most until that stupid Halloween 2018 schlock. And yeah, so it came out the next year. So it's a rare thing for sequels to be such a success when they're pushed out just a year after. And then in 1999, Scream 3. Great opening, but it's not great. Different writer. It's got a ghost plot in it, which doesn't work. Sure, they're hallucinations, but it just doesn't work. This is more a comedy. But it's got a great opening. It has some good scenes, like when they're in the mansion, like that's pretty good. When Melissa McCarthy, she's in the prop room and there's all the Ghostface costumes. It's a throwback to I Know What You Did Last Summer and Happy Death Day 2. They did the scene. It's so she's there. Is it no Jenny McCarthy? Either way, one of the characters, she's in the prop room, hears all these costumes. She walks past, and then one of them, just like, and it's the real Ghostface. It's an awesome scene. Carrie Fisher's in it. Jay and Silent Bob's in it. And yeah, some people say it's worse. They say it's better than 4. 4, Wes's last film. He passed away in 2014. Or maybe in 15. But this was his last one. Was it needed? No. Is it good? Not really. It's more serious. It's back to its roots. Some see it better than 3. Others see it as the worst. So it's a mixed bag really between these two. Which is better? I mean, you take all the good from here, all the good from that, then you've got a great movie. But we got Scream 5 coming out. We have the series. So Scream's the only slasher franchise not to get a remake. They were going to do it, but then they came to their senses and go, oh, we'll do Scream 5. No, we don't need a 5th one. We need new content. Wes was good at that. He gave us Red Eye in 2005. He showed us what happens when you got people under the stairs. He was great. Scream showed that. Nightmare showed that. Scream 2 showed that. But people still haven't learned. So, and scare you later.